Hello guys, welcome back. We are back with a new video here. We're gonna do a Euros 2024 recap so far. Currently one group has finished, another group is bound to finish whilst I record this. I'll keep you updated on that. But yeah, I have my brother here. So, do you want to introduce yourself?
I well, I'm just a soccer fan or football fan for the Americans, and I just like watching football. And this is a great time to talk about football. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's the Euros, the America Cup. So let's get to it. See what happens.
So for the purpose of this video, I won't use my camera. You'll just see me right here, and then maybe at the end. Let's get into it. We're gonna start first with Group F. We're gonna talk about Group F. They have only played two games. Most groups have only played two games. Portugal currently at the top with 6 points, 2 wins. Um, Turkey in second with a win and a loss. Czechia in third with 1 point, with a draw and a loss, and Georgia with 1 point as well with a draw and a loss. Uh, the wins, Turkey did lose to Portugal 3-0, and Portugal beat Czechia 2-1. Turkey did win against Georgia 3-1. Very exciting game. I would recommend that. That was a great game to watch. And then Georgia and Czechia drew 1-1. That's all the games that were played. In terms of goal difference, Georgia not great. That big loss to Turkey definitely hurts their goal difference if they want to advance, but it's nothing like terrible to get past. So, what are your thoughts on this group? Has anyone been standing out to you more than you expected? Has Portugal, they have 6 points, but have they deserved the 6 points? Is something that we should talk about because the Czechia win in was pretty close, and the Turkey one they won 3-0, but you know Turkey had a lot of chances. So
Yeah, I mean this group, I believe we predicted Portuguese and Turkey to come out, and then maybe Czechia as a third place, depending on how well it would have gone. Turkey with 3 points, probably safe. Probably safe for third place. We have Scotland is already out. They have 1 point, I believe. So that should not. They have 1 point. I think the person in third place in Group A, the group that finished, is Hungary with 3 points. So 3 points is probably it might be enough to get to the like a third place spot depending on the goal difference. So, but obviously Czechia really, really went really, I think, ruined their chances because drawing with Georgia was a big mistake. They had a lot of chances in that match. They should have won that match. Georgia obviously had a lot of good counters, so they could have won it as well. But I think Georgia was definitely the better team in all aspects. But I think Czechia now is in big trouble because Turkey did mess up a blow against Portugal. They were very much they made such a bad mistake. There was a terrible on goal, and there was also a mistake in I believe in it was like very poor defending. So this Turkish side, Guler wasn't playing; he was in the bench. I believe it was some sort of injury or some sort of caution. So Turkey wasn't playing with their, I guess you could say, their star man, the wonder boy from Real Madrid. But we'll see. I think Portugal has looked. They have looked all right. They haven't looked very great. I wouldn't say they've looked like the best team in the tournament, but they're the one of the few teams that have two wins. The other side being Germany and obviously Spain. Now they're winning Spain's probably going to get the 9 points, and then Portugal should get the 9 points as well. So they should beat Georgia, and I think Portugal is looking quite good coming in this top spot. And the team that comes in second place here is likely to face France if France tops their group. So it's not looking great for Turkey. I would rather if I were them, I would probably bet on a draw, on losing against Czechia and trying to get a third place. But you would never do that. But it is what it is.
yeah, and maybe Turkey playing against Portugal, maybe they knew they were gonna lose, so maybe they wanted to focus on the other two matches. Um, Czechia, obviously that bad result against Georgia. Uh, Hungary, who actually have 3 points, they have a -3 goal difference. So if Czechia win or Georgia win their last game, I'm pretty confident that they will be more positive in goal difference than -3 that Hungary has. So for me, Hungary is already out of the tournament. If Scotland had won the game, it would be a bit closer. But Georgia, they do play Portugal, a very hard match. But sometimes Portugal can be surprised. Czechia against Turkey, I could easily see Czechia upsetting Turkey. Like you said, Turkey maybe want that third spot. Second spot is not the best. Um, but yeah, let's move on to another group here. Do you want to go to Group E and just go up?
Yeah, Group E, I think it's probably the most interesting in general compared to all groups because it's all everyone's with 3 points, so it's really up in the air. Well, obviously, we have Belgium will be facing Ukraine, and Slovakia is going to face Romania. So in this group, because Romania beat Ukraine 3-0 in the first match, they really put a that was a really big result. Slovakia, on the other hand, beating Belgium, obviously that was also a big result. So I think Ukraine's probably the one in the really lot of trouble here because they got -2 goal difference. So that third spot, obviously the third spot in this group is, if I was Slovakia and Ukraine, if that game ends in a draw, they'll both have 4 points. And then if Belgium wins, they'll get 6, and Belgium will top, and then Romania and Slovakia will go through because 4 points is definitely going to get you through as the third place team. So this is a group that I think Ukraine is really in big trouble. I think Ukraine needs to beat Belgium to go through. But obviously, if Belgium loses, then they are the ones at risk of getting out. Because if Slovakia and Romania draw, then they're out. But and then if depending on goal difference, if Slovakia wins, they could take out Belgium either. So it's a very interesting group. This is a group that I think my ultimate bet is probably Belgium might actually. Belgium should beat Ukraine, but I could see that going to a draw as well. And Romania, Slovakia should be the better team, but Romania looked quite good against Ukraine, so that's also up in the air. I would be very interested to see like 2 draws, and then everyone with 4 points, and then we're gonna have chaos.
Yeah, it would be chaos, and Ukraine would be missing out. Their goal difference is very bad. I do think Ukraine could beat Belgium, and Belgium could be eliminated. Like you said, it's very possible. Ukraine definitely building a little bit of momentum here. They lost their first game, and then they won the second, maybe the third. You don't know what's going to happen in this group. It's very up in the air, like you said. I think we predicted Belgium to come through in first, and I think Ukraine in second, right? And then Slovakia in third, I believe, is what we predicted. But it can still end up like anywhere. It's so crazy how this group has shaped out. Um, yeah, actually, it can't end up like that because if Ukraine draw with Belgium, then Ukraine would not finish second. Belgium might not finish first. So our prediction is probably going to be incorrect in this one. Um, but yeah, Belgium third place in the world, and they're really struggling in this group. It's very concerning. Their team just hasn't been doing great. Lukaku is the player of the most offside goals in the tournament. I think he scored 3 goals offside. The only person that has scored more goals is own goals. There's been so many own goals in this tournament. But yeah, Chaos Group E, definitely the group to watch out for. Let's move on to Group D, which a little bit less exciting as we already have our first team eliminated from the Euros in the form of Poland. Lewandowski is going home with not even an advancement to the round of 16.
Yeah, Poland Lewandowski should really be disappointed because he didn't play the first match, but yeah, the second one I don't remember if he actually came from the start. I did see him play, but I'm not sure if he actually just came in. But this group is looking quite interesting because France obviously we expected to go first, and Netherlands second, and then I think Austria will definitely come as a third place team. I think that was in general, but now I think Netherlands obviously with 4 points with France that could easily end up being quite. Netherlands might come first. It could come to that.
The
Oh,
thing I will say is Poland play France and Netherlands playing Austria, so definitely a harder game for the Netherlands to beat Austria than France to beat Poland. I don't know what you think, but I think France is gonna do a demolition job on the Poland to finish with 7 points.
yeah, I mean, Poland's definitely a team now. They have nothing to play for, so maybe they could go all out and try to unsurprise Poland and France. Obviously, France didn't pay Mbappe against Netherlands, so that was probably a bit of an easier matchup for Netherlands. Netherlands against Austria, that would be definitely a difficult match. I think Netherlands is actually they have struggled. I think in terms of their attack has definitely looked quite bad. I think Depay is really not the man for the job, but they have a good players, and I think they should have beat France because there was a goal and Xavi Simons scored a goal, but they ruled it out for I think the Netherlands player was accused of being disrupting the keeper, but he was so far away that I felt that was a poor decision.
Yeah, I saw that one too. It was, yeah, he was so far away. It was, yeah, a bit weird in the sense. But you know, this group is going to be exciting. Coming to the down to the line, I mean, Austria could even finish second and put Netherlands to finish third if France
Yeah,
do win. Austria definitely look, they don't look like a bad team. They only lost 1-0 to France. It was a very close game. And then they beat Poland convincingly. So for me, they're definitely going to finish in third or second. So I'm very excited to see where Austria go.
yeah,
Um,
I'm looking forward to seeing this Austria team going forward. If they come on third or second, or even, I mean, the chance of them coming first is low because they would need Poland to draw with France or win. But Austria is a team that coming in, they had very good setup, so I was expecting them to do well. I think the game against France was a big hard opening match, and the second match they played much better against Poland, and now we'll see how they do against Netherlands. That was another big challenge. We'll see if they beat Netherlands, and I can see them being a dark horse for the title. Actually, we'll see.
and then we make our way to Group C, where a lot of debate has been had here with the England draw against Denmark. A lot of people upset, at least what I see on Twitter. A lot of people upset about how England's coach Southgate is just really struggling tactically. Jude Bellingham scored the winner against Serbia, but that wasn't a convincing win either. And then they go and draw to Denmark, which is not. Both results are kind of like if you didn't put England, if you put like maybe you know Slovakia, it could you could still be believable. Slovakia beating Serbia and drawing with Denmark, that could be believable. Or another team, I don't know. England, you would have thought they would be kind of scoring 2, 3 goals against these teams and winning quite convincingly as one of the favorites to win the tournament, but they have been struggling. And this group is a weird one because there's a lot of teams on 2 or less points. Denmark on two, Slovak, yeah, Slovenia with two, and Serbia with 1 point. So it can still go practically anywhere besides England is definitely going to qualify.
Yeah, England has definitely disappointed. The fans here are very much frustrated. They had high expectations coming in, seeing England as like a favorite and team that will dominate, but it's actually being a bit of a fib. It's been quite poor. The beating Serbia, Serbia is it's been an awful team. Serbia it has been playing some awful football, and Denmark and Slovenia aren't actually that great either. So this is obviously I think this was an easy group. But Slovenia has been able to eke out draws, and they did draw against Serbia, and then did draw against Denmark, and obviously Denmark drew against England. England will go through, but they don't want to get second because they will get Germany if they do. So whoever gets second here, obviously Slovenia, I don't think they'll beat England, even though how poor England has been in terms of the actual football. It's particularly, I mean, the main problem with England, it seems like they start the games well, they score a goal, and then they just fall back and they start playing deep. And then they open themselves to be attacked, and then they eventually draw the game, and then they eventually do nothing, and they just draw. And yeah, but Denmark, I think, should go through here. It's whether whether they can. It's whether Slovenia can do something to try and get, I don't know, 3 points, because that might be able to get them through. Serbia getting 4 would get them through as well if they beat Denmark, but it's a bit of an odd group. I think we predicted England, Denmark, and then Serbia and Slovenia last. But now I think Denmark's probably gonna draw with Serbia, unless I think that might be an odd match. So this group is probably, it might be a group where you have the fourth and third place not go through, but it depends on whoever wins the last match.
Yeah, and I would say Slovenia do play England, which is a very tricky fixture. Serbia have to play Denmark. If Denmark wins, they're through. If Serbia wins, they're through. If it's a draw, like you said, I think Denmark would make it through because the goal difference being like would be 0. Um, but you never know what can happen. Slovenia can definitely they're playing some good football. They're drawing with teams that are definitely better than them. You never know if they can pull an upset against England and then make it through, and then Denmark win and make it through, and then England falls to third place in the group. Could definitely happen.
Yeah, that would be a disaster for the people here, but we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it. It's tomorrow the matches to settle this group, so it'll be quite interesting to see.
Yeah, and as we move on to Group B, which is currently the games are actually happening live right now, and I believe Spain is up against
Yeah, Spain
Albania.
is finished already. They
Oh,
already won.
Spain is
There's only this.
finished.
So
What was
Spain
this?
is in 9 points. So
How?
Spain's
Okay.
won
So,
all their matches.
so Albania is eliminated. Spain are through in first. Right now, Croatia are winning against Italy 1-0. With that result, they would actually finish second, and Italy would finish third with -1 goal difference. -1 is a little bit scary to be in that position. The -1 goal difference, teams in third place could definitely have higher. They would have already beaten Group A though. Hungary would be out, and then there's 4 more groups, so there is a good chance, but it's like it's tricky because there's a group with everyone on 3 points already, so they they are very close to being eliminated. Austria's group as well. There's a Italy are in a tricky position here, but they haven't played the most convincing football. They beat Albania 2-1. They were actually behind in that game. They lost to Spain, then they lost to Croatia. Croatia. Oh, wait, wait, wait. Italy have drew the match right now. They have scored as we speak. As
How,
the game goes to 1-1.
how
Uh,
the hell have you seen my thing is supposed to be live and it's 1-0 still.
as you can see here in the Euros, that is crazy.
Okay, let me see.
That just happened right
Let's.
now. Or at
All
least it
right.
says it on
Okay.
here.
Yeah. I can see. Yeah. They scored. Yeah.
So that changes everything.
Yeah.
That
That puts Croatia. That puts Croatia out probably with 2 points.
Yep, Croatia would be eliminated because Slovenia is with 2, Austria with 3, Slovakia with 3. So they're out. Croatia would actually be out as we speak of the Euros. Very poor from Modric. It's actually how long? What's the game time right now? Oh yeah,
It's
it is. It is over. There's no way they come back. Um, so that means that Croatia's out, and our predictions a little changed there. We predicted Spain in first, Croatia second, but Italy, what a sensational goal in the 98th minute of the game to pull it back, and now
oh
they're
my
through.
God. They
Uh,
suffered like with Brazil when they scored in like the last few minutes. It's the
yeah,
same sort of thing. They threw themselves to attack and then they got a counter. Not a counter exactly, but like a lot of space, and then the guy just made a good shot. But yeah, now this helps a lot the third place teams actually, because we have now a third place team that has 2 points. It's four third place teams go through. So we have Croatia probably out with 2 points. Yeah, definitely out with 2 points. The third place team, and you have Hungary, a third place team with a -3 goal difference. So that puts people in that puts a lot of third place teams like Austria in a very good spot to go through, and Slovakia, and so on and so on.
Yeah, a
So
lot of
I think we got our third place teams that will not pass already. It'll probably be Hungary might get lucky if someone like Czechia loses, and then Georgia loses as well, and then you have Czechia with like 1 point and 1 point in the third place, and then that means Hungary goes through. But we'll see.
but it's very unlikely. As we move on to Group A, um, Germany have qualified in first. They haven't won all their games though. I would say the trashing on the starting was their best result, the 5-1 against Scotland. But then they started to slow down a little bit. 2-0 against Hungary, good result still, but there wasn't. I feel like every game their performances has dropped somewhat, a little bit. Switzerland, who have beat Hungary, and then they drew 2 games against Scotland and Germany, which their results have actually, in my opinion, Switzerland have, overperformed my expectation a little bit. We predicted them to finish second, so we are correct. But the draw against Germany. If imagine if that game goes to penalties or something, it could go either way. So, and then we have Hungary,
Yeah,
Hungary
yeah,
who
Hungary.
just beat Scotland but got battered, so their goal difference is horrifying. And Scotland, who unfortunately they have been to, I think there was a stat, they've been to 14 international tournaments and they have never qualified out of the groups. Very sad, but yeah, very tricky for them.
Oh yeah, this is an interesting one because we definitely expect. I expected Germany to top the group, and I expect them to kind of surprise to be quite good. Obviously, I think Switzerland. I think people are Switzerland. I guess they drew Scotland. I think that's the thing that makes me a bit like, are they that great? But Switzerland is a very. It's a good team. I think they're one of the surprises. Not a, I don't expect them to be like a dark horse or anything, but I do expect them to like take out maybe a favorite if they get them in like the quarters or the first playoffs, because that's what they did to France in the last Euros. Switzerland is that kind of team. They're very tricky to break down. They're very good in the counter. They can get a goal there, and then they will make it very hard for you to score. And they managed. They almost did that to Germany in the group stage, and even though that was a game basically that wasn't worth anything because they were through anyway. With 4 points, they were through even if they won or drew. So they got second place. Germany got their first place. Hungary will be really hoping some other teams mess up and get bad third place, which I think is possible. And I think our initial prediction was that Hungary would go through in third place, but we'll see. That will depend obviously in the other groups as well. But in general, after this match is played, who do you think played the best football so far?
It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. I would say. Um, I don't feel like any of the favorites have really like performed to like amazingly. Like Spain is probably the team that I would say looks the most convincing, just because for me they won all 3 games and they're gonna be the only team to have won all their games, and besides from Portugal as well. But they have also kept clean sheets in every single game, which to me, when you're in a group against Italy, Croatia, and Albania, who scored against Croatia and Italy, I think I think that's good. I think Spain have been a very good team. As we have also, they've struggled recently in international tournaments, so you know, I guess a little bit of a boring answer, but I think Spain have been very good defensively and scoring a lot of goals.
Yeah, I think Spain has been kind of not necessarily a surprise. I expected them to be good, and we expected them to top this group as well. But I guess our surprise is that we didn't put them into like the top favorites. I don't think we put them in the top four. I think that was Portugal, France, England, and Germany. I think
Yeah,
so. We didn't put we did say Spain was a good team, but we expect them to be knocked out probably in the playoffs in the starting. It's when they face like a good team. I think that might still happen. I think they're a young team. I think they might struggle, especially when they. I don't know if they can come back from like being down. I think that's what might be an issue with them. Against Italy, obviously, that was a freak on goal. That's how they won that match. Italy just basically gave them a goal, and then they basically that's how they went. But Spain was the better team that match. I think the wings, Nico Williams, and they was very dangerous in that match. And then obviously Yamal was also alright, very also quite good as well. But yeah, I think the in terms of I think the team that showed the best football probably Spain. Yeah, against Italy and Croatia, they did show some great football. Against Albania, apparently it seems like they played with some sort of reserves because Dani Olmo was playing and Ferran Torres, so it seems like they did swap out some players to play with a bit of a reserve team. That's probably why they played just a 1-0 against an Albanian side that probably is quite weak,
Yeah,
even though
but
they managed to surprise.
yeah, they managed to score goals against Italy. Italy is a team that's known for being defensively good, and Albania scored against them. Albania scored against, Croatia twice. So Albania can definitely surprise you, and to have to sub out your first team, play a second team, and still not concede. That to me is, consistency. So that's why for me, Spain looks very good. I don't know about for you, who you think uh, is the team that surprised you the most, or the team that you think is play the best football, but also we can talk about the team that has kind of underwhelmed us the most as well when you're after you tell me which one you feel.
Yeah, I mean, I think Spain has definitely played some of the cleanest, fast-flowing football with some great wings. They have some great wingers, and they do really, they're kind of this big threat for them. I think they tend to lack a good center forward. I think Morata is not necessarily a very good player. I do think they also have a good midfield. So yeah, Spain is very much, I think, they played the best football out of the round, and also they probably faced the best opposition as well. Germany is, I think, the close second there. Germany, I think they had a very big debut, smashing Scotland. Obviously, that was a weak Scotland team. Then they faced a Hungary side. Hungary is a bit of, it's not necessarily a terrible team. I think that it might be a bit harsh to call them completely off. Hungary is actually a reasonable team. I think they're probably better than some of the other teams. I mean, definitely better than Serbia in terms of football quality. They definitely play better than Serbia. They're about on par with Denmark, I think, in terms of quality. So Scotland is a bit hard done by because the draw against Switzerland. I think the Scottish team wasn't necessarily too terrible. I think they just got really destroyed by Germany in the first match. Managing to get the draw against Switzerland was alright, and then losing to Hungary in like a very late goal was a big disappointment. But yeah, I think Germany's look good. I think they face good opposition as well. But they obviously have conceded some goals. But I think also it's the same as Spain. They have good wings, they have good attacking players, and they probably have a better center forward with Fulkrug. So I think Germany just the only reason I don't put Germany about on par with Spain is because they face probably a opposition that's a bit weaker because they didn't face teams on par with Italy and Croatia, but they did face some good teams. And then in terms of Portugal, the other team I think that has 2 wins and probably will have 3 wins. They have looked about middling. They've won all their games, and they probably will win against Georgia. They have looked much better. They've been improving. I think the first match was quite quite poor from Portugal overall, but they managed to eke out that win. And against Turkey, they managed to get the win, get the goals, even though it was a lot of issues from the Turkey side instead. But yeah, Portugal is still my favorite in terms of the team that probably I'm supporting the most to win. Portugal and Italy together probably. But yeah, in terms of general footballing, it's been about I think these top three. It's probably Portugal, then Germany, and then Spain.
Yeah. And what team would say that has been the most like, oh, like underwhelming for you? Uh, like a team that you expected to kind of play better football and they have really been struggling. I guess there's some easy answers in the terms of Croatia and Belgium. Those are like the two biggest clubs that people expect to, perform to a high level and that have really struggled. So, I think for me personally, I would go with Belgium. They've always really, actually, hmm, they always make it far, like in competitions. But then when they hit against a better team, they lose. Um, Belgium obviously third in the world rankings. I don't even know how they're still third. Like really struggling to make out of a very easy group for them. Lukaku is he is better than like Morata and uh, the Germany striker. I forgot his name. He
Fulkrug
is
is.
he's better than them. He's meant to be like a top level striker, and the fact that he is just fumbles internationally every single time. Like if you look on paper, the Belgium team, that is such a good team. Like that is an amazing team, and the fact that they have lost to Slovakia and they beat Romania, but are they gonna be able to finish first in this group? If not, they're really gonna struggle to even go past the round of 16. So I think the it's not quite the worst. Like in terms of underperformance, they're the worst. Are they playing the worst football? Probably not, because there's clubs here, there's teams here that are just they don't have the stardom. But compared to what I expected from them, I would say they're playing pretty poor football.
Yeah, Belgium is definitely one of the ones you could pick out there. I would say there's also could you could pick France. I think that would be a bit harsh, but yeah, France haven't been. If people expect, if you expected France to just come out swinging and then destroy their opposition, then they haven't done that, I guess. We'll see against Poland. I think that's the most frail team they'll face so far. I think they face stiff opposition. Netherlands and Austria, they're very tough teams for France to face. I think the main disappointment is definitely Belgium and probably England. But England, I expected them to be a bit disappointment, so it's always a bit like that. Croatia, I think they are a disappointment, but the problem is they faced Italy and Spain, so it's a bit of a tough opposition there. But they couldn't make it out.
Yeah, but once you
Hey.
think about it, if Croatia beat Albania, they would have a better goal difference than Hungary. So it really comes down to Croatia just they couldn't win the game that counted.
Yeah, drawing against Albania is definitely a very big problem for them. The England, I think, in general, is probably the most disappointment in terms of what people expected from him and the opposition they're facing. They're facing some the opposition there in terms of the quality of the football is probably some of the worst they faced. Some of the worst in terms of it's definitely worse than what Belgium has faced. I think Belgium. It's an okay. Belgium will face a very tight Slovakian team that actually can play quite well defensively and be able to actually work out stuff, score as well. And then you have this Romanian team that's actually quite surprised, destroyed Ukraine, suffered a bit more against Belgium, lost 2-0. But yeah, it's a bit um, I feel the opposition is definitely better there. But Belgium, I think that Slovakia game, I think it was a big. They kind of dominated the game in general. They had better possession. They had more goals on shots on targets, and sort of thing. Slovakia was just very good at defending and really stopping Belgium from being as much of a threat. So I think it was partly Slovakia being really good and getting that one goal in the back, and then Belgium just really struggling to put the ball in the back of the net. But in general, obviously like France as well. are they disappointing? Like I said, Netherlands and Austria are tough opposition, so I don't think that's a disappointment in per se. I think England is definitely the biggest disappointment there in terms of the teams they played and how they fared against them.
Would you?
I mean,
Is it?
Turkey is a bit of a disappointment just because of how poor they were against Portugal. I expected a more even match, but they just messed up everything, and it was just like a real embarrassment.
For Turkey, at least they did have that redemption against Georgia, the 3-1 win to kind of fix their goal difference. Do you really think England have their oppositions? Denmark, they don't have a bad team. Like Serbia, when I think of Serbia, I actually think of not a terrible team either, but when I look at Romania, Slovakia, I I can't even name you a player from the Romanian starting 11. Like who is Romanian and like I don't know. Slovakia is that the team? Is that the? I mean, I could name a few Slovakia players, I guess, in Ukraine, but Denmark, I can name you like some easy ones. Serbia, I can definitely name you some ones as well. But when I
Yeah,
yeah,
it's just that the Serbia teams really they really play some poor football, and that's why they couldn't beat Slovenia side. Slovenia is Slovenia is like a weak footballing country. They seem to be getting better now. Sesko is, I guess, their breakout talent. But Serbia, I mean, from the players they have, they're really not getting the most out of them. They're really playing some poor football. And then Denmark, yeah, Denmark's okay. I guess I might be maybe overestimating kind of the
if you look,
opposition Belgium's facing. Yeah, England hasn't looked good, and Serbia obviously play. I do think Serbia is playing some poor football. They haven't made the most of their players, but yeah,
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 if you
Romania is definitely got less talent. Romania Slovakia definitely has less talent than Serbia and Denmark.
yeah, definitely just looking at this Denmark team, I have it open right now. They have some really good players, recognizable when the players playing in the first team, first league. Um, Romania, I don't even know if I know any Romanian players. Maybe I do and I just don't know. Romania team is just I was really shocked when they 3-0'd was it Ukraine, right? They
Yeah,
3-0'd
it's
Ukraine.
Ukraine.
I was shocked. I was like, wow, that is a statement win for them. Uh, but yeah, exciting times. We have Group C, Group D, Group E, and Group F still to come. We're definitely trying to do another recap to keep you guys updated. But so far, this is what we have thought of the tournament, and we're expecting. I'm expecting England to advance in first, Denmark second, Slovenia. It's a tough one since they play England next. I think Serbia. Also, I don't think a Group C team will advance in third place. Unfortunately, I think it'll be England, Denmark, that will advance, and then Group D, the France, Netherlands, and Austria. Group D, for me, I probably think it's probably gonna be oof, Slovakia and Belgium. I think Slovakia have more in the tank. They haven't really been conceding many goals, and that third place team is gonna come through as well from there. And then Group F, Portugal, Turkey.
Which one? Which one do you think will be the third team there? Because it's a hard one to know
I think
because
Romania, their goal difference is one, and if Slovakia beat them, it's probably gonna be by one goal to nil. Belgium can get stuffed. They need to win against Belgium, at least 2-0 to even out the goal difference, even if Romania lose. I think that's super hard. And then Group F for me, Portugal, Turkey, and who did Czechia play? Czechia play Turkey. Georgia. That's a tough one. You know what? Croatia might not be out just yet. I think Czechia and Georgia lose, and then it's just going to be 1 point. So then it would be a Group E team, a Group D team, and a Group. Oh wait, then Hungary would get make it through. In my
yeah, yeah,
perfect world, Hungary would actually still make it through with a -3 goal difference. So that is interesting. What about you? What do you think is going to happen? Who do you think is going to be third place? Do you think? Yeah, go ahead.
well, in general, what I'm looking at, Well, obviously you have the first group defined. Hungary with that third 3 points, minus 3 goal difference. Not looking great. Croatia with 2. That's quite bad because obviously from the third place teams here, we have someone with 1 point and someone with 2 points.
Oh, they have a -3 goal difference as well, Croatia. I think Croatia is just dead in the water.
Yeah. So we have from the third place teams we have one with 1 point, Czechia so far, with one match to play, and Slovenia with 2. And Croatia is already below these two. It's above Czechia, but below Slovenia because of the goal difference. So I think Croatia is definitely out because I think Hungary will probably make it through with 3 points. Oh, let's just see. Okay, so we have Croatia out, third place, and then obviously the England group. I think this is England beating Slovenia. There's a lot of pressure on the guys now. There's a lot of criticism. I mean, Gary Lineker called them shit. Said their performance was shit against Denmark, and they also released. They also got smashed by Gary Neville and the other commentators. They were just very heavy criticism. I'm not sure if they'll change the lineup. There's a lot of criticism of how the team's been put up.
Yeah,
Cole,
yeah, I was gonna say Cole
yeah.
Palmer on the bench, and then Kobe Mainu also on the bench. There's a lot of stardom in that team. Um, Definitely expect them to maybe change the starting lineup. I mean, they're playing against probably the worst team in the group, so on paper at least.
Yeah, I think this will be the Slovenia side is a tricky one to see because it's. I expect England should win. I think they should go first. Yeah, I expect even if they draw that game, I think they should go first because Denmark. I think they won't beat Serbia. I think that will be a draw. So you have 3 teams. So you might have Slovenia with 2 points, Serbia with 2 points, and then Denmark with 3 points. So this and then England with 7 or 5. Because I can't imagine. I can't see England drawing because it's just they're just very very much the way they play is very poor at the moment. They do love to instead of pressuring the team, they seem to fall back. And Slovenia could love to do a counter,
Okay.
and then
So you're saying
we'll
Denmark would have 3 points. They would be second with they would advance, and then Slovenia would be 2 points, but depending how much they lose by their goal difference, and they're probably not gonna advance.
yeah, with two. I mean, they need to as long as they keep 2 points with not -3, they should be fine. Or they might have a chance with 2, but depending on what Czechia does. But yeah, Slovenia could go through
No,
there. Well,
Slovenia would be out because a Group
Serbia.
E team, a Group E team has all 3 points, and then Austria already has 3 points, and then Hungary has 3 points. So that would be 3 teams already, right?
And so you have Slovakia with 3, Austria with 3, you
So
have Hungary with 3. So you have, and then there's one more that could go through, and it could be someone with 2 points.
so there's 4 teams that advance from third place, yeah?
Yeah, it's 4
Oh,
teams.
okay,
Yes.
okay,
Well,
okay.
obviously, that depends on Czechia beating might beat Turkey or might draw with Turkey. They could go for 2.
Yeah, their goal difference would be -1 as well.
And Serbia is -1, so they would have 2 points with -1. And Slovenia, if they lose, they will be the minimum -1 as well.
Alright, jumping into Group D then. Netherlands, France, Austria. That one is kind of easy to predict.
I
Uh,
think Austria will draw the Netherlands. I think they'll go to 4 points. The Netherlands will be 5, and then France will win, and then they will go to 7. So I think France will be top, and the Netherlands with 5, and Austria with 4 should go make it through. Will make it through with 3 in
but
the third place.
how does that work for tiebreakers? Because they would be. Oh no, sorry, my bad. No, no, I don't worry about it. I was thinking Austria was on the same points as the Netherlands for some reason.
No, there will be a 5.
Yeah, and then Group E, the tight one. Group definitely a team from here is going to advance as a third place.
Yeah, yeah,
So
definitely there.
one team is gonna miss out. Who do you think that team's gonna be that
I
misses out?
think Ukraine will miss out. I think Ukraine they beat Slovakia, but I think that was mostly because Slovakia is not a great attacking team, and they still conceded. Belgium will probably Ukraine will probably open up spaces and they'll get smashed by Belgium. I think Belgium will really put out a statement win. I think it will be 2 to 3 nil or 3-1 or 3-2, maybe something like that.
And then for Group F,
And then in the second place for that it'll be Belgium. I think it'll be Slovakia and then Romania because I think it might be. I mean, it might. Romania and Slovakia could easily draw, so I think Romania will be second and Slovakia third.
okay. And again Group F, which is another group that's kind of already kind of settled a little bit.
So in this one, Portugal will beat Georgia, so that they'll top the group with 9 points.
And Georgia
Turkey,
eliminated.
yeah, Turkey, Czechia. That's a difficult one. Czechia, they haven't been very convincing. They
Yeah.
have that game against Portugal. They had the draw. They almost the win. Then they eventually conceded, and then they gave the second goal, and then they lost. And then against Georgia, they had a lot of chances. They were the more attacking team, but not like many clear chances. And then obviously they conceded goal in the penalty. So but Turkey also have been very open in the back, very exposed. But you see, I think Turkey can win this match, and then Czechia would be out as well. I think
Yeah.
Turkey will win this match. It'll be 6-9-3, and then you'd have Czechia out,
Then
and then that would be
you would have Slovakia. No, you said Romania. No, Slovakia is third place. Austria is third place, and then Hungary is third place. So that's three teams, and then a team with 2 points would make it through. Would be Slovenia or Serbia or Croatia or that was it.
those three. Yeah, those. I think in this case it would be probably Slovenia or Serbia.
Yeah, because the goal difference for Croatia is way too poor. All right, that's our predictions, obviously for the up and coming games, but we kind of
Just
talked
one
about the
last thing.
games.
What do you think of a team that's not expected? What do you think of the? What's your dark horse from this so far? Would you expect to go far? That's not like a traditional team. Just from watching these first few rounds of matches.
I think Austria look very solid. I think for me they look probably the most consistent team. I think Turkey is another one, but Turkey did lose to Portugal pretty convincingly. But Austria, they had a good result against Poland, and they barely lost France. So I think for me, that's the team that impressed me the most out of the non-traditional sides. Even though Switzerland finished in second with 5 points, I do think they had an easier time in their group against Hungary and Scotland. Well,
Yeah,
that
Yeah, I do think Austria is definitely my surprise dark horse so far. But I'm looking forward to seeing more from them tomorrow or when they play.
yeah,
I think it is tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow their match. Yeah.
is it tomorrow? I thought Group C is tomorrow. That's
No,
fear.
both groups are tomorrow. Actually, I think
Both
it's two
groups.
groups per day now.
Oh yeah. So tomorrow we have France Poland. Should be an easy France win. Maybe even like 3-4 nil, and Netherlands against Austria, which I think is gonna be a very close game. Maybe 2-2. Denmark Serbia. I think that game. I could see Mitrovic scoring like 2 goals and them winning the game. Um, and then
The
England
Serbia
vs
one, yeah.
Slovenia. Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see Serbia winning and then going to 4 points and then Denmark in second. Yeah, Slovenia could easily happen.
Yeah. So exciting fixtures coming up, and but that is all we have for you today. We are going to do another one maybe before the knockouts stages, before the round of 16. So after June 26th, which is actually my birthday. So you guys better like and subscribe and comment what game has been your favorite so far. But we'll catch you maybe on Thursday. I'll upload a video. Maybe even Wednesday on my birthday. I'll be here uploading for you guys. So thank you for watching, and we'll catch you soon.